How's this sounding, huh? How's this sounding? Yeah, it's sounding good. It's sounding... Hey. I just got out of the shower. You like how my hair looks? Did you just ask if I had a shower without you? I don't even know you! Moving on from your creepy comment, this video is about Red Dead Redemption 2.
But you said you knew Spanish.
That's my favorite game ever, by the way, so I'll grab any opportunity I can get to rave about it. In the past few days, I have seen some headlines of Jack Black saying Red Dead Redemption 2 should be on the big screen. This big screen. And I see this opinion floating around quite frequently. Believe it or not, this has been a very common bit of discourse in the Red Dead community for quite a few years now, and I believe Jack Black has mentioned wanting a Red Dead movie for several years as well. But I don't believe a Red Dead movie would work. I probably have close to 2,000 hours on Red Dead 2, and some people don't think there's a whole lot of replayability in that game, but I also believe that that game isn't for everyone, so I understand why some people may think that. When I first got it back in 2018 for Christmas, I was just a pipsqueak. It was just a funny little cowboy game to me back then, but 6 years later, it's just a funny little cowboy game to me. But it's got a good story. The ending of Red Dead 2 hits a lot of people, including me, like a vehicle being driven by a person who is under the influence. It hits hard. Why do I keep saying it hits? Look at me. I'm a disgusting Gen Z baby. What was I talking about? Okay, yeah, so Red Dead 2 has a lot of replayability for me. It's a yearly tradition to beat that game at least once, and the main story alone can take me between 25 hours to 60 hours, depending on whether I take my time or not. Point is, it's a long story, and it's a long period of time that the player gets to know Arthur Morgan, the main character. Getting to know his relationships with people, his morality, his fears. It's a slow game that feeds information about Arthur's character to your subconsciousness. By the end of the game, it feels like Arthur is kind of a part of you. And that's why his redemption arc is so hard hitting. A feature-length film typically lasts between 1.5 to 3 hours. That's 95% less than the 60 hours it takes me to beat the main story of Red Dead 2. No, I'm not clever. Yes, I used ChatGPT to get that statistic. Leave me alone. To condense an epic and emotional tale of a gang of outlaws down to a mere 3 hours is absurd. The redemption part of Red Dead Redemption only works because we see the subtle changes in Arthur's mind and his morals. With a movie, it would either require time skips or just dumb down the entire adventure of the Van der Linde gang, making it bland and lifeless. If the Red Dead 2 main story could have been condensed down into 20 or so hours like a normal game, I'm sure that's what Rockstar would have done. But they made the decision to have Arthur Morgan's story be longer because every moment contributes to his character and his arc. Factual. And while we're on the topic of contributing to Arthur's redemption arc, how about we discuss side missions and random encounters, How is a movie studio going to fit in some of the most impactful and also subtle side missions and encounters from Red Dead 2? Because it's not just the main story that develops Arthur's character. Think about the sister side missions that you have to do in Saint Denis and what the effect of those are. Arthur proves to her that he's a good person, and from that comes one of the biggest and most emotional scenes in the entire game. And there's smaller side missions that show off Arthur's character on a deeper level, like Charlotte or Hamish. This stuff is so important to do on your Red Dead playthrough, because if you just ran through the main story, sure, you'd gain an attachment to Arthur, but it just wouldn't be the same as the connection you build with Arthur exploring the world and meeting new people. And how about the smaller details of the game, like conversations in camp? All of this is impossible to fit into a feature-length film, and that's why I don't think we will ever get a Red Dead 2 film, and if we do, it wouldn't do the game justice, I can guarantee it. To end this video on a good note, Take-Two, the company that owns Rockstar Games, their CEO has stated that a Red Dead movie isn't likely because there's too much risk involved, and we all know how much Take-Two love guaranteeing of getting their money back. Although there is a Borderlands film coming out, which Take-Two also owns the IP to, and Jack Black is in that, so maybe he knows something we don't. I still don't think a Red Dead movie will ever be a thing, and I think Take-Two understand why it's too much of a risk. Anyway, I'm done rambling. I kind of prefer this setup right here, on my little sofa. You like it too? Now, here's a fun raccoon fact.
You eat babies!
See ya.